Alright, now I've done it. I've really done it. I gave... Motherfucker, can you not? Ruined my intro take and my perfect angle. What the fuck? Now I have to start all over again. This isn't even the right angle again. Fuck! Anyways, I gave $40 to the high overlords known as Amazon, and bought myself New World. I am definitely happy with this decision. I am definitely happy with this decision. I am definitely happy with this decision. Since then, I've created my character, picked my server, and chosen my faction. The Covenant, by the way. God, even saying that word gives me Shadowlands flashbacks. Lastly, I joined a company, which is also known as a guild, made of my classic WoW friends, the Black Tides. Amazon, being the small indie company that they are, decided that a 2,000 player cap on every server would surely cover the rush of players that flocked to the game. What? It's not like this game had any hype behind it, right guys? My first time connecting to my server had a queue of about 1,400 players, which took about 2.5 hours, and that was on the lighter side of queues. One server that I saw had more than 20,000 people in queue, which means that server could have emptied and filled 10 times and still have people waiting to join it. Anyways, about 8 hours total in queue and 22 hours of gameplay. Here's the young penguin at a meager level 20. During a lot of my leveling time, I was actually exploring all the professions and grinding some resources like wood, plants, stone, and hide. And because I'm a fucking masochist, I put over 1,400 hours into Ark Survival Evolved. So I enjoy pressing one button, AFKing for about 20 seconds, and then gaining 13 pieces of wood. Eventually, after all but 5 of my brain cells had died of boredom, I decided that I wanted to try my hand at PvP, because that had been my goal since I started. My loadout, the battle axe, a giant two-handed axe capable of closing a large gap and dishing out some hefty crit damage. Along with it, the spear, a melee weapon with an extended reach that can knock enemies off their feet and poke them down. Now, in New World, there are PvP and PvE faction missions for each faction. By completing these missions, you will not only earn reputation and currency within your faction that you can spend at a vendor, but you also contribute to your faction's influence within that region on the map. Once you get enough influence in a region, you can declare war on whoever governs that major settlement of the region. At the time of this clip, I happened to be in the city of Everfall, which was controlled by a Syndicate company. What the fuck am I saying? At the time of this clip, I was in the city of Everfall, which was controlled by a Syndicate company named Glizzy Gobblers. I noticed that someone was spamming in the Covenant text chat that a large group of Covenant people were doing PvP missions, and to wait at the north gate to join the platoon. And so, I waited. In only a few minutes, what seemed to be about 50 people armed and ready met up at the gate, and prepared to start the Covenant's holy march, to purge the heretics, and take this land for the Covenant. And with that specific holy signal, we storm out of the gates, our footsteps creating such an earthquake that our enemies surely know that the stampede is coming. To be honest, at this point I'm in awe. This is actually sick as fuck, even if the only thing we set out to do is interact with like 2 boxes. Either way, our platoon's energy does not falter. We are determined to see our mission through. As we approach the hill, the enemies start to get into view. For a moment, I start to pity them. How must it feel to see an army more than double your army size charge at you with bloodlust in their eyes? But then I remember, this is a fucking video game and I want my Covenant credits so I can buy more PvP gear. Our group proceeds to absolutely slaughter them. The stragglers run away as they watch everyone around them die. Even though I only got about like 3 hits in, I felt confident and kill hungry, despite my level being a little bit low. Remember this feeling. We continue our crusade and march towards our first objective. Who cares about a giant cliff that no regular man could survive a fall from? Not us, that's for damn sure. After picking up the sacred texts, we regroup and wait for the slower people to catch up with the rest of us. After which, we charge onwards to our second objective, to deliver these sacred texts to a random-ass box in the middle of nowhere. What are these missions trying to accomplish? I have no idea, but I also have no time to stop and think without getting separated from the group. Instead, I get overconfident and greed for a few kills, thinking my team will surely back me up, right? Sadly, I get to experience being the one animal in the pack that is too slow to keep up with the rest and gets picked off by the predator. After respawning back in the city, I figured out that PvP missions automatically fail if you die, so I had spent all that time for nothing. And yet I, determined to see this righteous mission through, decided that my absolute piss-poor showing during the last march would simply not suffice. I regrouped with the platoon as they were turning in their missions, picked up my new missions, and headed to the North Gate to march once more.